Italiano. He's got something to say in all chat.
What does that mean? I can only wonder.
Well,
hold that thought, because Argus is going to get caught out here, John. We'll do a translation in a moment. He actually gets the tree dance, though, so Argus barely somehow going to make it out. I thought he was guaranteed dead there for a moment, but not quite, and he'll make it out of there.
Yeah, but now he has tree dance level 1 as a safe lane Monkey King. Not the best feeling in the world there. You won't be able to threaten back, and the LC can... They can just kind of run you down with concussive and press the attack later on. It's a little bit uncomfy. We'll see if he can ride through that early skill point. Wildcard's still looking to be on the offensive. Mind you, that alt chat and from both sides came after Sammy tipped Italiano. Like, game starts, we're into the game, and instant tip into Italiano Gangster. God bless Sammy boy.
I mean, he was tipping Monster that last game, John. You know how... Oh, excuse me, Sunlight was getting tipped is what I was meant to say. Yeah. You know how it is with Sammy. You can't tip one of the boys without coughing it back. You know, you give it, you take it, John. That's how it works. There's that other saying, you mess around, you find out. Though I think they have another way of saying it, John, but I won't repeat it here on the stream.
Definitely so, Mikey. Definitely so. Taking a look at that mid matchup to kick us off here. RCY and his signature Pango up against RRL on the Bat Rider. The mid Bat tends to still just go back for sticky Napalm. So that has been nerfed a little bit with the damage per stack decreasing across the board. Still an overwhelming hero once you stack up, but a little bit more manageable for sure for RCY. Already has the early wand up, expecting this in the matchup, and should be able to hold steady. I would say this is easier for RL for sure, especially as the levels go up. Level 4, level 5 is when you're likely looking for that kill attempt. RCY has to just measure himself a little bit here. Just get his farm and play it a little bit safer.
You look top lane, you're seeing Sunlight copying a lot of harassment here from Wake Me Up, which is partially the reason why this hero doesn't feel very good on the as the Venge. You're not able to trade harassment very well at all against heroes like this. He'll move in now with the stun, get one hit off, but Wake Me Up just going to kind of return the favor. It's always been my problem with Venge, is just her attack animation stinks. Not her animation, but just the range as well. It's terrible. The animation's fine. The Sunlight, arrow's not going to connect.
Yeah. I mean, Venge, 400 attack range, but Techies, though. Techies has 700. Why not?
Oh.
He
already got nerfed,
you can't cry about Techies' attack range. Oh, he got nerfed. What are his nerfs, Mike? Is that enough to stop Techies? Base attack speed down? Oh, but he still has 700 range. Stun duration down? Oh, but it still does what it needs to do. I don't think they're really nerfs, Mike.
You know what? I'm glad they nerfed Abaddon. I hope they do it again. I'll be frank with you. I hope they do it again.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Just, you know what? Nerf everything down. Nerf CM down to have 0 move speed. Nerf Lich down to 0 move speed. Make Abaddon 0 move speed as well. Just let him stand in one of the statues in base. That's what you really want in this game.
You watch your damn language, John. You watch your damn language.
Finally have fun in Dota 2 again. My hero's gone.
Bottom lane. Flea and Monster, they're going to be up against Kara and, of course, Argus. Things are going pretty well at the bottom lane here, like, at least for Wildcard, I'd say. Argus is not having a great time here, John. 6 CS. He'll go for a jump in. He'll get at least a Jingu proc out of this. Or apparently not. He won't go for the final hit. Instead, he'll go after the Lotus Pool, but Flea already had that. So, doesn't get anything for his time.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay there, not angling for that opportunity onto Monster. Monster not having the smoothest of times as the LC here. Monkey King riding through the rougher part of the lane, still behind in CS, but it's not like you're overwhelmingly ahead on Monster Rider. I think that is a little bit of concern with how managed the lane has become. That's why I forced the TP out on mid as well, just because of the aggression coming out from the Bat Rider as you'd expect. Overall, a very quiet start, Mike. No one dying, no one close to dying either. And I think that does set the tone. And this is not the most aggressive lanes coming out from either side. You are likely just looking for mid for those opportunities. And Well, whoever gets a good power rune, I suppose, down the line will find that opening.
RRL now running into Flea, or rather Flea running into him. Flea, not really the best way out of this, is just going to drop. First blood to go to RRL, and now RCY going to find himself in danger. So he does go for a shield crash, at least defending himself quite a bit, as now RRL going to drop. A nice rotation from Sunlight to at least get a trade going. And in the end, with the Batrider dying, it makes it worth it.
Yeah, definitely. It's a little bit awkward for the side of Wildcard. Flea, his positioning, again, not ideal there to contest. Running right into a Batrider, copying a couple of sticky napalms and getting a Firefly on him. But finding the sacrifice in the end, very worthwhile. Gives RCY something as he gets a freebie on Wake Me Up as well.
He does. RRL unable to help out here on the Batrider. So RCY, we're very happy with the freebie and a bit of a voice line on the way out. Very, very good. Pretty sure that's Sammy Boy's influence right there. I guarantee Sammy's the kind of guy that would tell his teammates to start voice lining and tipping. Like, he's the guy that would egg you on to do it.
To influence such young, impressionable minds, Mike. Oh, goodness gracious me.
Scroll. That'll be right.
A 2-1 start. Things starting to look a little bit better for Wildcard coming out now in the middle of this laning phase. Pretty significant lead coming out from Sammy in terms of net worth. Just not being contested at all. Like, Magnus plus Mirana is not really an aggressive lane. Sammy's just allowed to farm up. Heck, he only has level 1 mana shield, but doesn't need to really invest in it. He can just go full farm here with no concern. They can maybe get some stacks going from Sunlight as well, maybe double stack with a Wave of Terror. And that's where things start to ramp up. That is one thing the Venge can do, I suppose, and we are seeing Sunlight go for that as well. So just really focusing on enabling the Deuce as much as possible.
Kara and Flea going at it now. Flea dropping a little bit low, needs to get out. Flea gonna cop the flame break, but it won't be enough. He'll be fine to TP away. The 1-2 still remains here. Wildcard in the lead. RCY gonna get jumped mid lane. Does go for the Rolling Thunder though, and RRL now needs his own escape plan. Problem is Sunlight is moving in, but can't close the gap. RRL now going to be able to turn back onto RCY. Swashbuckle is available. RCY, though, continuing to try and go for the fight. They have just overextended now as he does back off, and in fact, never mind. Kara and RRL to go down. So RRL eventually does get the kill onto RCY, but it's well worth RCY's sacrifice to get these two.
Yeah, they find a lot of EXP off the back of that. They force a lot of rotations, and they come out on top with more kills. You're feeling very chuffed there on Wildcard. Playing pretty on edge there. RCY opting for the re-engage after the roll. Puts himself in the firing line, but again, all worth it to kind of get this ball rolling from RCY. RL, when he is on even footing now on levels, although RCY will hit level 7 a bit faster. Have to say, Sunlight's doing a good job to make the Venge actually have some impact, though. Like his aggression, his positioning, his use of the Wave of Terror and the Magic Missile to set up, it's been significant here.
Here we go. Jump in. RRL just not having a game on this Batrider, getting completely annihilated here. Sunlight. You know, as much as I've made fun about the Vengeful Spirit, John, Sunlight's doing great work. 3-0-1 on the Venge, a lot of impact already. Like, he's almost level 10. And Sunlight, as I said it, he might go down. Looks like I have jinxed him. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Sunlight. Wake Me Up will probably just die for this. So he does have leaps available. Decides to not use them and instead try to get the power rune away from RCY. It does end up paying for it. But nevertheless, back to my point, now that Sunlight's dead and I can't jinx him, John, he's been doing some great work.
He has been, right? Like, he's been on point with the Wave of Terror usage, with the Magic Missile usage. It's been helping RCY just burst down heroes with his physical output on the swash. And again, he's also been really efficient in stacking. I believe those stacks were already cleared out by Sammy as well, helping accelerate that farm, having the Manta flying out soon. So overall, you've done a lot with that hero pick. Monster, it's just trying to cut the creep wave.
Still fine. Chase is on now from RRL. RCY going to show up with the Rolling Thunder. RRL Does not have lasso for another 6 seconds, so probably needs to back off for a little bit as Flea's gonna get jumped now. Ravens, they will at least find Flea. Couple of stacks to be taken here in the dire triangle as Flea's gonna reconnect here to the game, I'm sure. But they do get something for all this trouble. Problem is it's a 4-hero rotation and it amounts to only a Skyrath. Like, it's not exactly what they came for.
No, definitely not. Not the big kill you'd want. You do force out the roll, at least from RCY. So you aren't concerned about that on the re-engage here if you do opt to chase. But this is a lot of free space out for Sammy. Again, uncontested up top. Only so much Italiano can do to stop that farm. Italiano is getting the build-up he'd want as well, though. Vanguard up, Arcane's not too far off. So something like the Guardian Greaves Crimson Guard build definitely feasible for him. And that does make the game a lot harder for a hero like the Medusa. Heck, even the LC would not care for that all too much. So you're getting some good timings lining up for Ravens from all of this movement, but it is still concerning to have your Medusa get all of this. Like, the Medusa is, you know, a very scary factor in the middle. I suppose when it comes down to it, a Wukong's Monkey King with Crimson Guard up is pretty hard to burst for Medusa in every stage of the game. Doesn't feel like you ever get enough damage to kind of pierce through the barrier plus the additional armor a Monkey King gets. Unless you get your Stone Gaze off and Argus just kind of turns into stone. RCY re-engages there, just a bit.
Yeah, RCY is really playing with his food here, but he's a Pango specialist, so you'd assume he knows what he's doing, though the jump is there. Press the attack, gonna make sure RCY does not get himself into danger. Still a huge group up here at this dire triangle. They need to retreat, I think, immediately. Top lane, in the meantime, Italiano Gangster copying a stun here from Sunlight, but he's going to be just fine. The thing is, like, all this attention in the dire triangle, but Sammy's really just farming in the jungle. That's a concerning sign for Ravens, I think.
Yeah, you don't want to do so to really ramp up in this way. Again, mentioned clear out the stacks. Already has the Yasha into the Manta, not too far off the Ultimate Orb either. RCY, nothing lands on him. What?
Yeah, he's just going to chase. Wake Me Up has no charges for another 4 seconds, and RCY will just take another free kill for himself. It's kind of the thing with this kid's Pango, right? Like, if you don't have the lockdown, chances are he's going to escape. He plays a lot of Pango, and RRL, sadly, is finding that out the hard way. John, as RRL's going to go down now on the bat.
Those are pretty big kills for RCY to be finding. Again, this emphasis on mid is working out in Wildcard's favor. As Pangolier defusal timings lining up second in net worth, even above an Empower Magnus. Like, that is not what you want to be seeing from all of this movement mid. The fact that he's still ahead of Magnus with Empower in a lane that's a very AFK farm is of concern for the side of Ravens. For Wildcard, I suppose the one thing that is struggling is Monster. You're not seeing dual wins, you're not seeing duels at all. You have the combination with a Mystic Flare ready on Flea though. You just need to find the right target and you should be able to start racking up some bonus damage here.
There's been absolutely no rush here for Monster. He's happy to take his time. Understanding it's not really about him. Like, as long as he sees Sammy farming, I think everyone on the side of Wildcard is pretty confident in their ability to be able to take this late game. Bottom lane, Argus is going to show up again. Primal Spring in. Flea's going to immediately start the harassment out. Monster sadly wasn't in position for a duel, but I don't think he would have gone for it anyway. Still too risky against the Jingu of Argus. But if you can chip him down a little bit more, they will rush in for it. It's Monster gonna go for the tier 1 tower. While that was all happening down at bot lane, apparently Wake Me Up ends up going down to Sunlight again. So Sunlight just so active on the Venge. Going for more now as Italiano Gangster. Trying for the TP away through the Twin Gates and is probably gonna make it. But I just want to give full credit to Sunlight, John. He is not playing good hero right now, but he is making it look fantastic.
That he is. It's been all over the place, and they might find punishment onto RRL.
They may. Monster would love a duel. The Batrider is not exactly a very tanky target. Rush forward, RRL. Gonna go for a lasso. He's got help on the way. Wukong's command committed, but a nice swap out. He's gonna make sure that Monster, or rather Sunlight instead, will die. Monster survives, but now a nice skewer up. He play. Italiano Gangster. He found 2 targets. Monster gonna try to run, but RCY is going down. It's Monster still trying. Sammy's gonna show up with the Stone Gaze moving in onto the Batrider, but he copped a stun. So he couldn't really follow up. 3 down for Wildcard. And this time, they get a little bit greedy and they do get punished.
Big win coming out for Ravens. Not being able to commit there, really chasing down RRL. His team ready to back him up. A great RP out from Italiano as well to clear out. The forced swap from Sunlight was nice, but I think ideally, at this point in the game and going forward, you would want to swap Argus out. They are trying for the mid fight though.
Yeah, they've got the max so far. Italiano gonna go for a skewer in the end. He's gonna find one. RCY looking for a swashbuckle. Still 3 seconds on cooldown. Is gonna go down. I mean, he got the kill at least before he dropped, but these kills don't feel that worth. So Wake Me Up also gonna drop. Monster shows up, but Monster always seems to be missing out on all these team fights where he can get some easy duel victories. Won't matter though. At least he is about 500 gold off the blink now. We'll have it very, very soon.
Have a nice pick up a nice wave, finally getting some control here. Really unfortunate for RCY. He was mid-swash when he got screwed. I believe it was just him moving forward first and then he got screwed away, so he did no damage on that swash. If he did get the swash off first, that would have been the kill early on Italiano. Probably wouldn't have had to sacrifice his life. So nice little play there from Italiano to find that trade in the end. Wildcard just defaulting back into farm for Sammy. He is opting for the Scotty over something like a fast butterfly first, so wanting the stats, wanting the healing reduction on hand. And the utility that he can get with that first. Ravens, though, still grouping around. They're eyeing top a little bit. And Monster's still trying to just farm. At least I believe he has a sense of something up top, but not fully. And Harpoon's ready on Argus.
There we go. Arrow is going to land. Nice balance to set up. And, well, sadly, Monster, he got his blink at least. And he does die, but he bought the blink out. So he won't have to be upset that he missed out on that. It's RCY. Twin Gates usage is there to try and help out Sunlight, who is trying to bait them forward. Sunlight going for a nice stun on Argus, but they do not get the tree chop, so Argus going to turn onto RCY and gets the kill. As now they'll even find Sunlight on the Venge. That'll be another. RCY getting caught with his pants down. He's going to pay for it.
He wanted a punishment there. They got the vision, but no early roll. The global sounds kicks in, and even more now.
Flea going to drop to boot on the Skyrath Mage. Not very good news here for Wildcard. And for Ravens, great news for them because now they're officially with the net worth lead. 1K their way.
Yeah, they've opened it up. All their cores kind of bouncing above now, outside of bouncing above Sammy. Sammy's still number 1 with his AOK farm. But you've caught up quite nicely as you are finding more.
Yeah, Monster caught out. No chance to get out. Argus will be handed another kill on the Monkey King. Now 6-0-2. So they are looking. They are going to try and find the Monkey King. But Argus proving to be a little bit too slippery. This mid-tier 1 tower, it is gone. Nice pickup again from Ravens.
Oh.
Jump in. Who have they got? Sunlight was the target. Problem is Sammy Boy is right around the corner. Kara trying to go for a watcher in the middle of all this. Is eventually going to pay. Doesn't get the global silence off either, so that's not good. Sunlight's in trouble. He's going to be able to walk because RCY is there to hold down the Monkey King. And now he's petrified and just completely stun locked. And this is all off the back of a position 5 silencer trying to get a watcher.
Yeah, a little bit too far forward there from Kara this time around. Is punished for it, and well, Wildcard even out the game off the back of that. especially with that Monkey King kill, slowing down some of that momentum Argus has built up for himself. With his build he has on Monkey, there is pressure here to play fast and not take too many losses running forward as the Monkey. This is going to stall out his Desolator timing just a tad bit and allow a little bit more room here for Sammy to work onto that Scotty. Not too far off now. In fact, should have the gold in 100 or more. So gonna hit a good timing there on the Dusa. We've got to see some more plays come out from Monster though. Like he's had zero impact this game for sure. Like it's been a rough start. And he's had the blink, but they've not been able to play around that. Like no smokes, no movements out. Granted, they don't have forward vision here on the side of Wildcard, so it is really hard to look for a smoke play, but you need this Legion commander to really start to kick up the pace, so RCY has another core he can connect with outside of Sammy, who still needs to farm.
A big smoke up, Ravens. Heading towards Monster and Flea up at top lane. Now looking very susceptible. The Flea is around just in case the gank is incoming, but he's not going to be able to save Monster if he gets caught. But he will see them on the creep wave, and well, Ravens, they do mess it up a little bit, right? Like showing on the creep wave instead of just going a little bit further in. They could have got a free couple of kills. Now Wildcard instead can set up for a fight. Though I don't know if they necessarily want one while Sammy's still farming. They may just wait for the full butterfly to be up on Sammy before they do start moving as a unit. But it seems like the 4-man smoke is going to happen. So it is time to move apparently for Wildcard. Yeah, they'll go into the mid lane. You saw Ravens there for a moment underneath the creep wave. Monster needs a big initiation with the jewel out to try and burst somebody down before the fight really starts. RRL would be the target you'd probably want, if not Italian Gangster, but they'll jump in for the Batrider. Global Silence is there, but it's all too late. Italian Gangster trying for the skewer play, not going to get it. That's a pretty clean smoke from Wildcard. They all get out scot-free. Argus now jumping in for an illusion. This is very aggressive gameplay. And Argus, that's a big RP! Italian Gangster trying to save the day is not going to make it. I mean, he had to do it. But I don't understand what the jump in from Argus was. It's an illusion route.
He just wanted to deny anything else coming out from RCY, I suppose. Deny the top up, but it cost him a lot, and Wildcard built off the back of that. Again, with this kind of Monkey King build, there is pressure to be aggressive. Maybe you felt like they could have found a better angle on the RP, play around with the Empower and try to melt someone down, but just isn't the case when RCY has to roll off already. I will make... they get the lasso onto Monster, so...
That's nice. Monster's still running, though. It's actually very, very fast when you use that press the attack, and now Sammy's going to show up. Monster eventually will drop, so they get him. Would have been a real demoralizing set of affairs had they had to let him go, but there you go. A nice pickup here for Ravens.
Yeah, not the biggest in the world considering the position of Monster right now, but you'll take what you can get. And I will note this, from the last fight, it's always funny to see how the changes to spell immunity into debuff immunity work with lingering stuns during debuff immunity, because right as RCY gets out of his role because of a long-range arrow, he ends up just standing around, which I always find funny. And it's such a weird thing for that change to debuff immunity. Still, what's not weird is this Roche being taken by the side of Ravens. They've got that Deso up on Argus. They can make short work of this objective. Inside of Wildcard, not even bothering to contest. They've got the full butterfly on Sammy. So right now, your Dusa is very, very tanky up front, even with this Aegis up. They are running in though. Roche is set to fall already.
Well, there we go. Aegis up. They went for the Tormentor on Wildcard instead, maybe not realizing the Aegis was being taken. Wildcard though, they still want to fight. They know they're the stronger team right now. Rolling Thunder. Argus immediately caught. They don't want to lose the Monkey King. Straight off the bat, though, he is gone. Aegis is down. There you go. Problem rectified here for Wildcard. It's now Argus on the run. Wood Tree Dance. But they do have the Arcane Bolt following, so they know exactly where he is. RCY has got him with the stun out, and it seems like they're going to lose their Monkey King, as Sammy will hand over the tip. I mean, I don't blame him, John. Like, your Monkey King half HP standing at the front like that. You know, you just lose the Aegis immediately. It's just not working.
No, definitely not. The position that Ravens are taking in these fights just really awkward. And like, I get that there's pressure to play with a Monkey King with this kind of build. You are not gonna keep up and farm with Medusa, but you also don't want to put yourself in such a perilous position as well, and costing too much. Maybe just wait for Italiano to get the jump in first. Rely more on the skewer back on the Magnus. A little bit harder without the harpoon for sure, but still feasible for a Magnus, especially for Italiano's skill. He is opting for the Ags as well on the Magnus here, Mike, which we've seen as maybe a 5th or 6th item pickup sometimes, but I don't think you and I have seen this as like a second primary pickup or third item primary pickup. So the old Horn Toss back with a stun could be nice in trying to make a play, but...
I mean, you know, I'll hold my judgment, John. I've got, you know me, I've got some things to say.
Like, I think, well, they find that kill on Takara again, but I think that my big thing with Ags right now is like, wouldn't Harpoon be more cost effective?
Yes. That's my point. That's where I'm going. Like, what? Isn't Harpoon just better in every way right now?
Yeah. Like, the build-up is certainly better. I guess the total gold cost is a little bit less on the Ags. And I guess if you're looking for big team fights to follow through, like, it's more than one person you can Horn Toss and skewer back. You're just gunning for that.
Sure. But you could just land an RP and do the same thing, couldn't you?
Yeah, but then you're not Horn Tossing. You're committing a big spell. Swap out Argus?
Well, hold on a minute. Argus, he's going to go for a bit of a run. What do you mean you're not committing a big spell? I don't know.
With the Horn Toss, I mean...
Yeah.
You can do that without committing your big cooldown. You know? Look like you're looking for maybe a 2-man Horn Toss back. That kind of opportunity.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mid lane. The Magnus is going to get caught out. RRL's going to show up. Double stun immediately out from Sunlight, though, with the shards. Going to make life very hard for Ravens. So they will lose both Italiano Gangster and RRL. And the chase is on for more. Problem is Wildcard will not be able to keep up. But with the way this game's gone, like, they've got a 10k advantage. Argus is struggling to really deal with Sammy as he's going to be spotted again. Sammy happily just running right towards the MK. Not a care in the world for him. And now they're onto the tier 2 top tower. I mean, why the hell? At least Argus is in position to creep skip, but he's not even going to do that.
Yeah. It's a rough game now for Ravenskin. They went for this tempo on the Monkey King. They never found that opening. They're not getting the big plays you'd want from Italiano. Although I guess high ground is somewhere they do shine. Their high ground defense is pretty on point with the threat of that RP. Shard goes the way of Monster here. So he gets the armor increase as well with the overwhelming odds, making the duels even more strong here for Monster to win out on. Italiano, he has the Ags. So old Horn Toss. You have to remember this is old Horn Toss where you can't move yourself out, I believe, as it's going on. Although, yeah, it should be close to like the old first time Horn Toss where it was just busted. So maybe it's worth it at 4,200 gold, perhaps.
Well, I mean, let's see. I don't know how to feel about it. I really don't. Like, seeing how much Argus is struggling, and it's like you've got a mid-bat rider, right? So you wouldn't mind having like a secondary semi-carry in the Magnus, which is why I was kind of shocked when they went Ags instead of going for the Harpoon build-up. because in my mind I'm just like you really wouldn't mind some extra damage here with the big RP. Like what, Italian Gangster, he landed a 4-man RP earlier, but his Monkey King couldn't do any damage with that. Like you would have loved to see the Echo Saber at least with the harpoon, you know, to get some damage off in that RP. But anyway, Horn Toss is here. It's a whole 275 damage on that Horn Toss, John.
It's not the damage you want, Mike. It's the control.
I'm just saying.
It's the control.
Argus.
Right.
TP away here from Argus. Sunlight will not be able to wave Terror to scout him out. Both Wisdom Runes going to be secured by Wildcard Gaming. I mean, I guess if you're Ravens, you're playing for the high ground defense, which is probably why he's gone Horn Toss. To be absolutely, like, all memes aside, he's that's probably why he's done it.
Well, he was queuing up even before they were in this position, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I wish we could ask. In fact, maybe one day we can. Italian Gangster.
Oh, he missed
your
the Horn
John.
Toss.
You see that impact?
No.
It's amazing.
Oh, but he landed the skewer. I guess.
He would have done the same thing without Horn Toss, though.
It is what it is, you know. Italiano.
Yeah.
He's sending a message. He's sending a message. He's like, I'm going to miss this toss.
I'll tell you what, why don't you just buy an Aether Lens and just have a longer blink range? You know? It's cheaper. Kara? He'll get jumped on here. Argus, there's your RP. There was your RP. Lasso is there. Sammy's getting low. Sammy might actually fall. Sammy's gone.
What? What?
I actually don't know how they got away with that.
Well,
like this actually, how did they get away with that kill?
They get away with it because Sammy wanted to kill off the silencer solo. You know, so sometimes Sammy do what Sammy do.
Oh, Sammy. He goes Argus. So he's gonna find Monster. Monster quick blink out. Gonna make sure he doesn't get caught.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
That was a very interesting play without the Aegis from Sammy Boy. So he's, you know, it's dark mode, Mike. It's dark mode. He's been stuck in the dark for so long. Can't see too well. The Radiant side is brighter with its color palette. You know, it's blinding. He couldn't see that there were more heroes around. That's it.
That's very true. That is a very good point, John. The ward's out in the triangle. RRL though jumping right in. Gonna get a lasso here onto Monster, but the swap is there from Sunlight to ensure they cannot. However, there's a harpoon from Argus. Gonna drag back Sunlight, make sure they get something for all these rotations. It's such a shame that Argus can't build up the Horn Toss, John. Otherwise, he probably would have got it too, right?
True. What would Monkey King's toss be? He doesn't have a horn. A staff toss?
Yeah. I mean, they could just toss the game as well, John. You know, the game toss.
The game toss. That is something that Southeast Asia specializes in, Mike. With certain teams like good old moving under gunfire.
Yeah, well.
Still,
I heard you bring up their name a lot in the DPC over there, John.
God bless.
RRL.
Well, Sammy?
Sammy's moving in. RRL's gone. Kara is on the run. Slows it there. Argus, he could have a very nice Wukong's command set up, but no, he gets hit by the Rolling Thunder. He couldn't follow up. Oh, that is unfortunate. He was...
well, what is... Wait, no. What?
Sammy with the XD.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
The DX and then the XD comes from Italiano. The RP is ready from Italiano with the skewer back. It's an RP onto tree. If he gets his range right, maybe a horn toss.
Has he been jeweled or is it the silencer? No, it's the silencer.
It's a silencer,
jeweled, right?
yeah. So he can skewer all the way and get the RP. But Sammy, well, he doesn't have the manta to dodge. He's just staring this in his face.
He could RP, John, but what if he actually just used Horn Toss instead? Think about it.
You know, that's the bigger play. That's the bigger play, Mike. That's what we want. The big plays.
Well, what Argus needs to do right now is Argus needs to cancel that Boundless Strike. He needs to wait for Italian Gangster to either land an RP or land a Horn Toss and then use the Boundless afterwards. That's a wipe right there. I don't
you're
like
also being affected
this Boundless coming
by
in.
Stone Gaze. It's
That's
awkward,
true.
right? You have to cancel that. But there's a possibility that you also get stone gazed up on Argus and Gangster. Both of them at the same time. This is funky, man. We'll see. What is this?
Meanwhile, RCY is still rolling around, by the way. Here we go. Let's see if the RP is going to come out. Skewer's there.
You got
Immediate
silenced.
silence, though. He's not going to get it. Wake me up. Going to jump in. He does clean up Flea, but he will probably die for this. Sammy going onto the mag. There's another one. It's a 4-man wipe, Jonathan. 3k gold going the way of Wildcard.
Yeah. That's also just high ground. At the least, again, you have threat of RP back. RP horn toss back, Mike. It's an option here for Italiano. That's the high ground begins. And they'll start ripping this one to shreds with Sammy's output right now. Rather unfortunate. I will note one thing. I mean, you know, they executed that fight well. They jump around really well, yada, yada, yada. I have a fun tidbit, Mike. Have you ever hovered over Rolling Thunder while it's still a buff on Pangolier? The only thing it says for the Rolling Thunder buff, naturally magnificent. That is all it says. Take a look when RCY rolls again in the middle of your play-by-play. I know you're very busy with that, but look over and mouse over the Rolling Thunder buff. It just says naturally magnificent. I have no clue why.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, John. I mean, he is quite magnificent, isn't he? When he's rolling around?
I suppose so. Argus is magnificent in the tree line as well. Doesn't break his smoke, unfortunately.
No.
Dire's top tower.
There's your smoke attempt. Mind you, Argus is getting relatively close to picking up the MKB, but they decide to go for the fight instead because Roshan is up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nice vision placed here by a Wildcard, as they are going to see waking up immediately and the jewel's out. No hesitation. They'll get rid of the Mirana. Easy jewel win.
No.
Argus down as well. He's the much bigger target. RCY setting up perfectly here on the Pangolier. As there goes Kara. I mean, hell, screw Roshan. It's time for high ground again for Wildcard. And they know it. No need to force Rosh.
Dire's structure.
For sure. So Sammy wants blood, it looks like.
I'm sure he does.
He's not...
Sammy.
They've shoved in bot, they could go mid, but he wants to kill.
Yeah, Sammy, calm down, mate. Swap in. Nice swap from Sunlight. That's about the hypest kind of play you can make as Avenge these days. The Bat Rider.
God damn it, Mike. The hate.
It is,
The
though.
hate.
It literally is, though.
Yeah, but that's always been bench plays, though. You're acting like it was any better before.
I couldn't help but notice you got so excited. You're like, oh. I was like,
Oh! Whoa. Hey, look, that magic missile in the earlier fight, you saw how far it actually went so far into Argus. That was kind of weird. He jumped out of the tree and it still chased him. That was a long ass missile.
oh.
Radiant's
I
middle
mean, I've praised Sunlight multiple times this game. I think he's done a fantastic job on this one. He's made Venge look good.
Oh, the horn toss.
There it is, Jonathan. There it is. Sammy's in trouble. The Wukong's command doing a lot of damage here to Sammy. Maybe he should have gone back for that Aegis because Sammy, no. Swamp is there, but it's not enough. Sammy's down. Well, there you go. RCY, he's still trying. He'll miss that in the Batrider kill, and now he's in danger. Kara almost goes down, but not quite. Like, no, never mind, he gets him. Argus, Harpoon, RCY, swashbuckle away. Monsters behind him. No jewel available here for the LCs. The arrow connects perfectly. What a flame break from RRL. Knocking him right into the arrow. And turns out John Wildcard maybe should have gone for the Aegis.
It is what it is, you know. It happens. You get too excited, you chase down a kill. If you stuff, you still find a melee racks. At the least, so you know, not the most painful thing in the world. What's painful is the Monkey King bar coming out onto our Monkey King. So now the evasion coming out here for Sammy, he's not going to feel that durable. Not that he felt durable in the last fight anyway. At the very least, with his forward ward from Sunlight earlier, they do spot the Monkey King checking for a Roche down south. Of course, it is up north now at nighttime. And the side of Wildcard can still fall back to that. So they do have control in that area with the outpost. RL though. Oh,
Oopsie daisies. There goes Kara. Monster, he might pay for this, however. Lasso's going to be there through the BKB, of course, and Monster, when you get the dual win, but now you're down for 70 seconds. Suddenly, Raven's moving in for more. Going to find Flea here on the Skyrath Mage. So Flea's as good as dead. Now Sammy wants to join in. All right, here we go. Italian Gangster's going to go down. Argus actually getting petrified in the tree line. RL
his tree got cut.
Going after the backside as they got the... How did the tree go down?
RL with a firefly.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
And just like that, no buybacks on these three heroes. A dieback, it looks like on RL.
So
Roche
he
is open
bought-
if they want to.
Oh, because he bought MKB.
Radiant's middle barracks.
He
Yeah.
doesn't have buyback on the Monkey King.
No.
Oh, this
His tree
is
got
not
cut.
the way to lose the... Oh no, I feel so bad.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's
Oh,
a
that
feels
is
bad.
rough.
That's a feels bad.
That's a rough one. It's like having Mars with a Monkey King, right? Sometimes you Mars Arena your own Monkey King.
Radiant's
Yeah,
has fallen. The dire
it does. I mean, it costs you the whole game, though, to be fair, John. Let's wake me up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Horn toss. He caught a creep with that. That's a start. T4 tower.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And props to Ravens, John. They've tried their absolute hardest here in this series, but it seems like Wildcard have proven to just be too strong today. Wake me up. Good sportsmanship here. We'll give the tip over. Nice stun out immediately, and there's your jewel out. Italian Gangster, he tried one last time. You love to see it. But GG is called. And Wildcard, they will take this series 2-0, John. You know what, John? I was hoping for a closer matchup.